Climate change. It's a word that's on everyone's lips today. But the truth is, climate change is nothing new. In fact, the Earth has been undergoing drastic climate shifts for millions of years. From the rise and fall of ancient civilizations to the environmental challenges of the modern world, humans have always adapted and sometimes struggled with the forces of nature. In this video, we'll explore the history of climate change, from the very beginning of human history to the present day. Let's start at the beginning. The Ice Ages, which began about 2.4 million years ago, shaped much of the Earth's history. During these periods, glaciers advanced and retreated over large portions of the planet, causing massive changes to the landscape. These dramatic shifts didn't just affect the environment, they also had profound impacts on early human societies. Early humans had to adapt to a fluctuating climate. The Ice Ages forced migration and changed the types of plants and animals available for food. It was a harsh but necessary testing ground for our survival. As we moved into the Holocene epoch, around 12,000 years ago, the climate began to stabilize, marking the end of the last ice age. This warmer period allowed for the rise of agriculture, and with it, the birth of human civilization. Early civilizations like the Egyptians, Mesopotamians, and Indus Valley people flourished in relatively stable climates, however. This stability wouldn't last forever. Early civilizations were already beginning to shape the environment around them, whether through the domestication of animals, the clearing of forests, or the construction of massive irrigation systems. These activities may seem innocuous, but they set the stage for future environmental challenges. Fast forward to the medieval warm period, roughly between the 9th and 13th centuries. During this time, the Earth experienced unusually warm temperatures, particularly in the northern hemisphere. This allowed for longer growing seasons and more successful agricultural output, especially in Europe. Rising temperatures allowed civilizations to expand, cities to grow, and trade to flourish. But this period also came with its own environmental consequences. Deforestation, overgrazing, and land degradation were already beginning to take their toll. But around the 14th century, the Earth began to cool dramatically. The Little Ice Age was a period of cooler temperatures that lasted until the mid-19th century. This colder climate led to devastating consequences: crop failures, famine, and economic hardship across Europe. These changes were linked to major social upheavals. The colder temperatures led to shorter growing seasons, famines, and social unrest. It's a stark reminder that climate can have a profound effect on human history, and not always for the better. Then came the Industrial Revolution. Starting in the late 18th century, it transformed the world in unprecedented ways. The rise of factories, coal mining, and mass production fueled economic growth, but at a huge environmental cost. Massive carbon emissions, deforestation, and the burning of fossil fuels led to the release of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. By the 20th century, scientists began to notice the effects of these emissions. Global temperatures were rising, and climate patterns were beginning to change. Fast forward to today, and the signs of climate change are impossible to ignore. Global temperatures are higher than ever before, and extreme weather events, from floods to wildfires to hurricanes, are becoming more frequent and more intense. Ice sheets are melting at an alarming rate, and entire ecosystems are being disrupted. The impact of our actions over the last 2 centuries is now coming full circle. But it's not too late. People around the world are waking up to the challenge. Efforts to reduce emissions, shift to renewable energy, and address the climate crisis are growing stronger each day. From the Ice Ages to the Industrial Revolution and beyond, climate change has always shaped human history. But now we have the power to shape the future of our planet. The choices we make today will determine the world of tomorrow. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the ages of environmental change. Stay informed, stay hopeful, and together, we can create a more sustainable future.